Hey everybody, it's Miss Lee. I'm going to go over Lesson 7 in Amplify. It's 8A, Subunit 3, Lesson 7. It's called The Garden. You're going to start with the vocab app today. I want you to spend 7 minutes on it, so please pause the video and complete the vocab app for at least 7 minutes. Remember that the vocab app is a grade. Alright, I hope you mastered some words in the vocab app. The first thing that we're going to do today is just get an overview of this text, My Mother's Garden. It is absolutely an amazing, amazing story. It is one of my favorites that we read all year. After you read the text, the first thing you're just going to answer is who are the characters that you noticed? Who stood out to you? Write their names in, and then you're going to highlight any details that tell us about the setting. So where and when the story takes place, that should be in blue. You can pause the video and do that now. And then you're going to copy and paste 3 details that tell us about the setting. Go down to number 2. And you're going to read these specific paragraphs. And these scenes take place around the garden. So we're going to be working in these paragraphs today. Number 2, who are the characters that are involved with the garden? So who actually is involved? And then what are the most important events that occurred during these scenes? You're going to write 3 sentences that summarize these events. So specifically in the garden, what are the most, or in these scenes about the garden, what are the most important things that happen? You're going to go to card 3 then, activity 3. You're going to read these paragraphs. And then I want you to answer, what was important, why was the garden important to the mother? Or was it important to the mother? And explain. And then if the mother had written this narrative, what adjectives might she use to describe the garden? Explain why those adjectives would make sense for her. Remember, adjectives are descriptors. So like tall would be an adjective. Then you're going to go down to number 2. Based on what you've highlighted, was the garden important to the neighborhood kids? Copy and paste 1 piece of evidence and explain your answer. If the neighborhood kids had written this narrative, what 2 adjectives might they use to describe the garden? Like maybe like fun. And then, was the garden important to the narrator? Copy and paste 1 piece of evidence and explain your answer. Why do you think the narrator tells the story of the garden? So based on your answer, you know, I'm expecting you probably said no, she doesn't really, it wasn't really important to her. So why do you think that's true? Then you're going to go to number 4. And you're going to take this poll, why did the narrator's mother create and take care of the garden? So answer that. And then poll number 2, why didn't the narrator become involved in the garden like her mother and the neighborhood kids? Then you're going to go into your writing. The writing task for today is to think of a place where you have felt extremely comfortable or extremely uncomfortable. Write a narrative about one moment in that place using relevant descriptive details to show the reader how you felt about it. And so I was thinking when I write my piece, one of the places that I feel the most comfortable is when my family takes a trip to the beach. And you may have never been to the beach before, or maybe you have, but it's one of my favorite places to be because I feel like I don't have to think about normal things that I stress over, whether that be school or just life in general, and I just love being at the beach. So I would write about being at the beach. That just gives you kind of an idea of the type of place you could write about, but you could write about the place like your room, your bedroom, if that's the most comfortable place for you. Then you're going to go to number 6, but you're not going to do that one because you're not in class, so you can't share. Number 7, the wrap up, it says, in my writing, I wanted my readers to know that I felt comfortable or uncomfortable. And then what did you say or do in your narrative that intended to reveal your feelings about the setting? Then you're going to go to number 8 and answer, how is the narrator's attitude toward the garden best characterized? Is she excited, angry, doesn't care one way or another, or embarrassed? And then you're going to choose the quote that best supports your answer. Then you're going to go to number 9 and complete the solo. So you're going to reread My Mother's Garden and answer some questions about it. All right. If you need anything, please let your teachers know.